Yeah, so obviously my name's Tyler Parks. I played for the Toros. I want to say it was the 2015 season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe
I
a
think
little later.
so.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But I got traded there from the Springfield Junior Blues, and then ended up obviously my way in Minot. And we had a great coach when I was there. Marty Murray was there. He's in Brandon right now, in the WHL. But he was a great coach. He kind of, I was in my last year, my 21-year-old year, and I wanted to play NCAA Division One hockey. That was my goal. And when I got traded there, he told me, obviously they didn't have a good season before I got there. It was their first year in the league, and I think they were, won maybe four games or something like that. So I was a little hesitant, and then he said, just come here, we'll work hard, and I'll do everything I can do to help you. And he was great. He took me under his wing, kind of, had me over at his house, was just helping me, call Division One coaches and kind of just say what I had to offer, have him come take a look at me. And then I ended up committing to St. Lawrence University and was the first Toros player to commit NCAA Division One.
Super, super exciting. Looking back at your time here with the Toros, how would you say that jersey representation, carries over to your life now?
Yeah, I think obviously it was a big part of my career. I'm played 12 years. I'm in my 12th year professionally right now. I'm still playing. So I think, with that opportunity of playing Division One hockey that the Toros gave me and developing in the North American Hockey League was great for my career. Obviously, I was able to play a lot of games and, be in some high pressure situations, and that just kind of helped me at the next level. And then, still to where I am today playing professionally.
Yeah, you touched on playing professionally. What has that been like, talking a little bit about how your experience here, transformed you and got you ready to not only go D1 and then go professionally?
Yeah, it's been crazy, kind of a whirlwind. I can't believe that, I'm still playing. It's crazy to think that I've played professionally that long. But like I said, though, I think, playing for the Toros was a huge jumpstart in my career and just helping me, to be where I am today. Just if I didn't play Division One, that wouldn't have helped me, get all the opportunities that I've played where, I played in the American Hockey League. I played all over the top leagues of Europe. I played some really good hockey.
Where would you say has been your favorite place other than Minot that you've played?
Yeah. I think in Tucson, Arizona, when I was with the Coyotes organization, it was great. I had a really good goalie coach there, who kind of helped me, navigate the system. Obviously, being one step down from the NHL, it's high pressure. Everyone wants to make that leap to the NHL. So, you have to bring it every day. And I think, just being there and obviously the weather helps a little bit. So that was great. I think Tucson was a great spot for me.
My next question is, what would you say is the biggest, difference you've seen from playing here in the US and then going across into Europe?
Yeah, obviously the US, you know what I mean? There's a lot of guys, like I said, being one step down from the NHL. And even when I was in the ECHL, obviously two steps, it's just competition, go hard, all the time. And same thing in the top leagues in Europe. Like it's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? You're really forced to win, right? So that's your job. You have to go over there and do your job. But I think the biggest difference, obviously in Europe, the ice is bigger with a wider sheet. So being a goalie, the angles are a little bit different. And I think there's not as many trades in Europe as there is in the States. So that's something that, is kind of nice where, you have that core group of guys that you're going to be with most, primarily for the whole year. So it's nice to, can get to know where, in the States, like guys are getting called up, sent down, it's kind of a revolving door. So I think that's the biggest difference. And, not as many games over here in Europe. Obviously in the States, you play more of an NHL type schedule here. It's just usually Friday, Sunday, maybe the occasional weekend game, but it's still high pressure and really good hockey. A lot of guys with NHL games coming over here, and it's really good hockey.
What would you say is your favorite memory from Minot?
I think my favorite memory from Minot was playing in the playoffs. I just remember the crowd. I remember the fan base there. It's just, everyone comes to the games. It's just a good atmosphere, and everyone cares passionately about, the team. And there's a good sense of community in Minot, which is, makes it hard to beat and one of the best places to play in junior hockey. And I've been following along too, and they've been, a top team every year pretty much. So it's, that's a testament to, the fan base there and community and the coaching too. Yeah, and if you go out in the community too, a lot of people know who you are, you know what I mean? It's cool to see that fan base.
Then my last question is, do you have a
Yeah.
message to the fans back in Minot?
Yeah, I just want to say, like I said earlier, like thank you for all your support when I was there. I know it's such a great fan base, and keep bringing it for these guys and generations to come too, because I know the players don't take that lightly. They're very thankful for everyone who comes out and supports, and very thankful to have that crazy atmosphere that they have in Minot. I know that helps kind of your energy too, and the guys feed off that. So like I said, thank you guys for everything, and keep being you guys, keep showing up for the players.
Well, thank you so much, for hopping on. Obviously, it was so cool to get to talk to you and, know you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. No worries at all. Thanks for having me.